So it's a Wednesday afternoon here in Tennessee, and I am getting ready to go caving here after work with several of my lady friends. We are going to an old commercial cave that was once operated in the early 1900s. A lot of people used to visit another cave right next to it that was also open as a commercial or a show cave, if you will. And we're going to go in this cave tonight, and I'll show you what people would have seen in this show cave about 100 years ago when it was opened for tourists. So come along with us as we go caving here in the heart of TAG, which is short for Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. If you like my content, which is outdoor recreation, please like and subscribe for more, mostly caving, and let's go caving. Come along with us as we have some fun tonight after work here in Tennessee. So here we are at the entrance to this show cave that is now closed. It is located next to the second oldest show cave in the state of Tennessee. It opened in the early 1900s to compete for that business that the other show cave next door was getting. It was not open for very long. There's not a lot of documentation here, but let's go check it out and see what people would have seen in this cave 100 years ago.
Stairs.
Oh wow, somebody's broke a lot of glass down here. Like they just threw it all in here.
Okay. In the early 1700s.
So here we are in the entrance room to this cave. You can see there's a lot of old formations hanging around. Let's go check it out. It's an old board. Stacked all this wall. Here's some old, pretty formations. So this area we're actually stoop walking through. I know there's a lot of historical signatures in here too that we will see. I would imagine when visitors came here, it was probably like a quarter to visit. But there's not a lot of pretty stuff here like there is in the show cave next door. So it didn't get a lot of attention. Back in the entrance room. That's really cool how they built that wall where the steps come down. So it makes you wonder like how big of the natural entrance was here. Because even all this rock is all stacked. And then down all the way around that wall. It's like they stacked it. So now the passage is going to continue down this way. I think this one goes for actually a ways. You okay?
Yeah.
We didn't catch that on video. Just the noise of it.
Keeps me on my toes.
So I wonder, 100 years ago, how they were dressed when they would come in this cave. Like what kind of shoes did they wear? It's pretty muddy, actually.
They used to plow the fields, I guess. Maybe moccasins or something.
It's an old Budweiser can from the locals. guess that's a formation in the water. It looks like a bone.
It does.
There's some old wood. I wonder if they maybe tried to channel the water with some of this wood. You know, they did that in the cave next door along the river passage. Well, this is actually the same water that comes from the cave next door. So that's a really, really pretty formation right there, the way it almost comes down and touches the water. But check this out, what I just found, this really old Coca-Cola bottle.
This one looks burnt.
So this was made in, oh, Tracy City, Tennessee. This is a really, really old, very heavy Coke bottle. I was trying to see if it had a date on it. So let's check this out. Let's take this over here where we can stand up and see if it's got a date on it. You want to hold that? See if it's got, pretty sure it says Tracy City, Tennessee. And sometimes it'll have numbers on the bottle, but I don't see anything on the bottom there.
Back when they said Tennessee was T-E-N-N instead of just T-N.
Pretty cool. Nice old bottle.
What should I do with that?
I'll stick it back over there in the water where we found it. Leave it for the next visitors to see. Or for it to eventually be flushed out of the cave. It's historical trash is what you call that. And these here, obviously this plastic bottle there is not historical. So let's go see what the rest of the cave looks like. So this cave is listed as being 4,000 feet long, which means it's probably a little bit longer. It's a pretty room. All the formations in here. Very pretty. This whole wall coming along this walkway, they built it. You can see that they built this wall to protect the walkway for the tourist.
Kind of like that in Nickajack for the first little bit too. They got like a row.
It's a really pretty formation here. So these formations are basically what are known as dead because they're dry. There's no water dripping on them anymore. It's a really, really nice flowstone formation there. That's probably about 5 foot tall. Really, really pretty. That's really cool looking too, that one there. So Angel just pointed these out right here. I'll zoom in on it. That little soda straw, it's kind of got like a bulb on the end, and then here's another one behind it. Now in Carlsbad Caverns, they have these like on a massive scale, and what they're called is a lion's tail. So I don't know if this would actually classify as one of those formations, but that's pretty cool. You see a lot of these formations have been broken. I believe, at one point before people knew better, they would go to show caves in the early 1900s, 1800s, and they would break off a formation as a souvenir. We now know that that's not something you want to do because it takes so long for them to grow back. Look at that one with the crystals on it. That's really cool.
It's like a dead straw that has a new straw coming out of it. Kind of like a nursery. Yeah, like a dead straw.
Oh, yeah. Yep, where it was broke.
The water dripped on me.
A cave kiss when the water drips on you. There's definitely a lot of regrowth of formations in this cave from where they were broken at one time. I think they say it takes, like, for something like this, 1 inch, 100 years. So it's a long time. So we're gonna go this way. Lots of sand in here. It's like this section over here kind of back floods from the main stream.
Oh, that's natural.
That's really pretty right there. Wow, that's a really pretty formation too. Look at all the glittering on it.
Yeah.
Some really pretty formations right there. With some unfortunate spray paint. Some more unfortunate spray paint. Don't be like Chris. So there appears to be a really old signature here on the ceiling. It was smoked in probably with a candle or some carbide. I don't see a date with it though, unfortunately. There's a little window we get to crawl through up here.
Beautiful. I love this cave. Nice. Perfect design.
Yeah, I forgot actually how pretty it is. And we didn't even wear knee pads.
Yeah, that's why we use our hips instead.
This water is so clear. So all that, and I believe what we are at now is the connection to the other entrance, possibly. There are 4 entrances to this cave, and some of the passage is impassable by humans, but dye trace studies that we done last year connected all of them. So we know they all connect even if they're not humanly passable.
Oh, yeah. I think that's about as far as you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty up in there.
So this little area back here just did a loop. That was fun. Bunch of flowstone formations.
This one?
So it could be
All
that
at the same time, you know? Maybe
it could have been an earthquake that could have caused it, or it could have been just the sheer weight and then it being undercut by the stream passage. Although that one over there is not undercut, but it is breaking off the ceiling over there. So
they all look like they came off the ceiling about the same time. How would I know? I don't know.
here's a cave cricket. Okay, so we did this loop, and now we'll go back and check out some more of this cave. Yeah, so now we're gonna go check out this passage. It's pretty cool. You can tell they stacked all these rocks here too. What would we do without all of these arrows? Oh yeah, okay, I think I know where we're going now. So now we're in a walking canyon passage. Oh yeah, there's something there. It's a HG. H.G. Wells. Oh, and then there's something else. Oh, these are just... That one says... Oh, that one's hard to read, actually. Something A, B, E. I can't... L, A. I can't tell what that first one is. Whoever BB is. So just from experience, these are definitely older signatures. These that are smoked in right here, as compared to, say, like this spray paint. This is a really cool passage. You feel all that air?
Yeah, yeah.
That air feels, it's sucking the air in. So when there's multiple entrances to a cave, they breathe. And some entrances blow air out while the others suck air in. So we feel a lot of air coming behind us.
Billy and Shorty. Billy Phillips and Shorty.
Interesting how that eroded away
Bugs.
like that.
Hug. Smiles.
Oh, here it is. Hugh Sales Ralston.
Oh.
So that one is from one of the grandchildren of the proprietor of the show cave that's next door. So they were in here checking this cave out as well. It says, and Hudson Parks. Is that what that says? Hudson Parks.
Yeah.
Hugh Sales Ralston and
Steve.
Hudson Parks. So that Hugh Sales Ralston, they were living here in the 40s. So that signature there is, what, 80 years old?
Yeah, these dart marks are uniform.
Some more signatures along this wall.
Ooh. Gate to hell.
So we made it to the gate to hell. Oh,
Shane, 1997.
there it is.
McRae.
Some old
Clyde.
signatures. See how far we can go this way. The air is coming from over here. Ooh, that's really muddy. Oh, it says out.
Somehow I feel like we're at the depths. Is it really out?
That's probably a way to one of the other entrances. There's definitely a lot of air coming from that way.
What do you call this ceiling again?
That is called anastomosis.
Anastomosis.
Yep.
I had a
It's really cool. So these are ceiling channels that were created by water as this cave was being formed.
small.
It gets small.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of cool fossils here in this ceiling, like little shells. So this passage over here, let's go down here and take a look. So Angel and I are just here on a weeknight trip. We're not trying to push anything right now, so we're not going to go down this passage. But as you can see, it's wall-to-wall water, and it probably connects to one of the other 3 entrances, or 4 entrances total. This one says, looks like 1913. I don't know if that could be real, given the history of this area. So if you notice, there's a lot of these that are broken off in this area. But if you look down here, it's from where they tried to develop the trail when this was a show cave. You can tell that they broke those off the ceiling to try to maintain the integrity of this trail to keep the stream from washing it out. That's so neat. It's like a cave millipede. Just to show you for scale how little he is.
Here's another one.
Well, now we're going to start seeing some cave life on our way out. Oh, yeah, he's even bigger. It's bigger than the last one.
Yeah, I think they just chiseled away at things that would catch people.
Yeah, make it easier to navigate for the tourist trail.
I think they made the edges sharper.
Yeah. There's some more. And there. And there too. Somebody spent a lot of time stacking all those rocks.
Seems like they stacked a lot of rocks back then.
Yeah.
They were good at it.
That's all there was to do. You didn't watch TV.
No.
You didn't watch YouTube. You stacked rocks. This room's really pretty.
That's it. I'm gonna have to take a picture.
This room is pretty. That little shelf going along the bottom right there is so pretty. I just noticed up here in this little formation area, there's a piece of wire hanging down with what looks to be like a hook. So when this was a show cave, they probably had some type of lantern hanging there to light this room. Just taking a closer look of this. They probably would have held a lantern on that. It's a nice little hook. So that way ended. That way is the gateway to hell. And then we're going to go back out this way. It's a cool little drip cup right there. So this is the one that's dripping right here. Watch the drip. Watch the drip. Oh, there it went. And then it's dripping down into this drip cup. All right. There's a knife, Angel.
What?
There's a knife. That's like a steak knife. Do we touch it? What if it's a murder weapon? It's not a folding knife. It's like some really kind of, you think it's like an old steak knife type knife?
Looks like just somebody's pocket knife.
Maybe they couldn't get it closed and they ditched it because it becomes a danger. But there's not a well for it, is
It
there?
had a sheath. It's one of those.
Oh.
You just have it like in your.
Oh, maybe somebody dropped it then and somebody found it and just put it there so nobody gets hurt by it. I don't know. Weird. Well, there's a crayfish. Oh, try not to fall in the water. He's an outside crayfish.
There's another little thing.
Yeah, I believe that is another little baby one right there. And then there's that one there. All right, so we have made it back to the entrance, or one of the entrances, I should say. We're back in the entrance room. We've had a pretty good time today exploring this cave after work, this old show cave. There's some birds that are living in here as well. We'll go out and we'll change out of these dirty clothes and then we'll walk over to the, we'll drive down the road and I'll show you the other entrance. Okay. I'll show you two of the other entrances. These are the old steps they built coming down in here. All right, so we're going to head out of this cave, this entrance, take off a layer of clothes, and go show you guys the other two of the other entrances. We're going to walk over here and look at the two other entrances to this cave we were just in. This is what's known as the spring entrance, where all of the water exits the cave. The water's pretty low. There's the spring run. Nice crystal clear water.
Oh, periwinkles.
You can go in a little ways in this one, but not very far before it sumps out.
It's all around my house, that Virginia creeper.
Yeah, you can't go very far into this entrance before it gets too low. And there is another entrance up here in this quarry. So this quarry, when they were mining for rock, they accidentally broke into another entrance into this cave. And it's right over here. So this one, Angel, you can actually go in quite a ways. And you very quickly encounter the stream. And if you go to the right, you come to a sump, which is where we were over there at that entrance on the other side of the wall. Like all the water kind of fills in to a sump area and then slowly makes its way out that entrance because there's so much breakdown and stuff. It fills up with water. And then you can follow upstream and it turns into a crawl. All right, so there you have it. Checking out this old show cave here in Tennessee. It was opened around 1900 and people visited here and toured the cave as well as the other show cave next door to it. So there you have it, our visit into this cave that was once a show cave here in Tennessee. If you like my content, make sure you like and subscribe for more outdoor recreation here in the heart of Tag, and hope you join me on some future adventures, and happy caving.